Oh, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, or good day, wherever you are. Is anyone here? Can you guys hear me? If you are present, can you please indicate in the chat box? Good afternoon. I can see there are two people that are watching now. Please, if you are present, can you indicate in the chat box? Good afternoon. Mm, 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 mm. Welcome, welcome. I can see that we have four viewers here. And if you just joined us, can you just indicate in the chat box, say put your name there so we can continue from where we stopped. I had a few technical issues, that's why my stream ended. So I'm going to be reviewing about three SOPs, 3 to 5 SOPs. So if you are here and your SOP hasn't been reviewed, so I'll just want you to share it to the email. So please just write your name on the chat box. I've seen Adetoro Kudus Adebayo. So if your SOP hasn't been reviewed, just write your name, and then the first five that puts their name in the chat box, I'll review it and would call it a day. Okay, okay. So I have seen, okay, Adetoro Kudus from Nigeria. So have you sent Adetoro, have you sent your email? Have you sent your SOP to the email address? Okay, yes, I have seen it. Okay, so let me start with this one, and then as people come, then of course I'll review five others and then four others rather, and then we're done. Okay, so I hope you can see the screen, Kudus. So I'm going to open this SOP and we would look at it together. Okay. All right. So Esther also just joined us. Esther, so if you haven't reviewed your SOP, if your SOP hasn't been reviewed yet, so just send it to this email address. So I'm going to put the email address on in the chat box so you can send it. Ask Barbara to at gmail.com. Oh, right. So send your email address to that, your SOP to that email address, and then I'll review it for you. So statement of purpose, Aditro Kudus Adebayo. So my passion for biochemistry was ignited by a life-changing experience when I was 15 years old. I had severe inflammation that caused me to struggle to breathe and walk. I was taken to the hospital, and my assigned doctor asked me a series of questions which I barely answered as I was asked for me to complete the word. It was in this vulnerable moment that my assigned doctor took the time to explain the triggers of my condition using a simple sketch to elucidate how my airways were obstructed and constricted, or using following that was an intravenous injection used in my health. This unique occurrence piqued my interest in drug mechanisms and the effects on the human body. Okay, so I like this story. I like the fact that I started with this story, but I feel this story can be better structured because at this point, after reading 5, 6 sentences, I'm expecting to see what this created in you. I'm expecting to see, okay, I read 1, 2 lines, 3 lines. By now, you should be rounding up the story and trying to get me to where I know, okay, this piqued an interest in applying for a PhD or a master's and whatever, because I haven't even found out what you're applying for yet. Okay, so but let me, where was I? So this unique occurrence piqued my interest in drug mechanisms and their effects on the human body, leading me to go on the path of scientific learning and research. In pursuit of understanding, I even ventured to expose myself to diverse substances, fully aware of the potential risks. Okay, I'm just going to highlight every single thing here, and I want you to know that in your SOP, you'd want to, you'd want to, you would want to avoid redundancy, anti. Be specific, be very specific. You don't want to tell too much stories, because in this case you are trying to get these people to see how you as a candidate it's fit for their program. And so if you spend so much time on the story and not enough time on yourself, you will not be able to achieve that. And so the next thing you'd want to, okay, so the next paragraph is, I obtained the national diploma from Kwara State Poly, followed by an HND in Science Lab Tech from Yaba College of Technology. Subsequently, I earned a BSc in biochemistry. Okay, okay, okay. So in this paragraph now, wait, I haven't opened this with Google Docs. Oh my God, sorry. Let me move that to Google Docs. I didn't know how to open it with Google Docs yet. All right, let me highlight and again. Okay, so avoid redundancy, go straight to the point. All right. Okay, so I obtained ND from Kwara State Polytechnic, followed by HND in Science Lab Tech from. Okay, okay. So my and this studies opposed me to courses in organic chemistry and inorganic, give me a solid foundation in biochemistry and other disciplines. While this it may look nice, it isn't, because in essence, what you've done here is that you've just basically communicated what is in your transcripts and showed it here, something that they can see in your transcript. You should be able to highlight specific courses. Let's say in Chem 172, I learned about a drug pathways, which helped me think about what happened to me when I was young, and this has prepared me for what I'm about to do now. You get to be more specific, because this is just like a representation of your transcript here, but you need to show how you are fit, how your research experience, your background has made you fit for this graduate program. I hope you can understand me. I'm Kudus. Are you with me? All right. If you are with me, just say so in the chat box. So, right, comments. So, show fit. How is this relevant? Skills did you acquire? Did you acquire? And from what particular courses? All right. All right. So, in pursuit of my academic and research excellence under the guidance of Oki, mentioned the professor, you delve into the fascinating research world of the inhibition of protein. Wonderful, wonderful. My own experience in biochemistry included, yes, 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 yes. Very, very good. Very, very good. I'm going to highlight this because this is very nice. Very nice. In this, you have actually showed what a potential professor is looking for. You have shown research experience, and in particular, you have shown how you did something and produced results. And you also highlighted the results you produced. This is wonderful, very wonderful. And then under the mentorship of Dr. Bikomo at Yaba College of Tech, I continued comprehensive knowledge that involved population. Oh, wow, wow. All right. I get expertise in the preparation of okay. These experiences deepen my knowledge of the okay, okay, okay. But just going to send presented the chart at a conference. Beautiful. I also collaborated on bacteriological analysis at Christ Polytechnic, developing foundational Very good. This is very good. I like this. In 2016, after completing my ND program, I embarked on an enriching internship journey within diagnostic laboratories. Mention them. Mention them. So highlight. Um, okay, no, a different color. Let me comment this out. Mention. Mention them. Right. All right, spanning all this. Okay, what fascinated me most was realizing that the analysis conducted by the laboratory scientists are pivotal in the process of diagnosis, witnessing the use of sophisticated tools. Okay, you this paragraph, I feel you can do better. You can do better. You can do better. Do better. Be more specific. Be more specific. Give examples. Talk about particular technologies. Give examples about technologies and how you apply them, what you learned, even if you do not apply the ones particular technologies you observed and how they have triggered an interest in this particular program. So furthermore, during the global pandemic, my curiosity led me to actively engage as a COVID-19 sample collector. Okay, okay, this is it. This is it. So I feel whatever you did here, you can move it up. It shows this what you did here now should be what should have happened here too. That's the same thing that should have happened too. As you have talked about your experiences, your contributions, and the results from this, um, whatever you did during the pandemic, you have actually shown how this has created in you some sort of experience and ability to do research or do whatever you want to do. But it has shown that you have the skills needed to succeed in the graduate program. So you also enjoy volunteering as a hobby from yes, all right. Managing team of campaign workers, ensuring data accuracy, fostering teamwork. This experience enhance my leadership and operational management skills, which I believe are all right. Okay, so you did this hobby in this particular program, and then you got this result. It's nice to have, very wonderful. Additionally, during my NYC course, I've actively participated in medical outreaches within schools, communities, and among rural dwellers. All right. Again, specificity, specificity. If a sentence doesn't contribute to making a graduate admissions committee member choose you or pick you as a student, then leave it, remove it out. You need to make sure that every single sentence is impactful. I aspire to work in R&D, some relevant advancements in. So you want to work in the industry. Your passion is driving you to pursue PhD in biochemistry at Department of at the University of Alabama. All right, beautiful. You've shown Professors Donko, Phantom, and Thompson. Wow, interesting, interesting. I'm drawn to University of Voice Excellence, academic excellence, and continuing resources. Nope, nope, nope. I disagree. I disagree. Everyone can say this. Everyone can say this. You have to. You have to stand out. You have to stand out. All right. So, in conclusion, my part in biochemistry has fueled my unwavering curiosity and a strong desire to uncover the mysteries of life at the molecular level. I'm certain that after the PhD will not only to contribute to the ever-changing discipline, but also enable me to make a significant impact on human health and well-being. All right, you are prepared. Of course, wonderful way to end. I like this. Okay, wonderful way to end. So, nice ending. Nice ending. So, in general, I think what are the key takeaways from this particular review? I can see that you, Mr. Kudus, you want to do a PhD at the University of Alabama in chemistry and biochemistry, I believe, and then you have a certain experience where you are young that fuel this. So one thing I think you should do here is that you should remove all the extra redundant sentences that are not important. Like you can summarize this first paragraph, try to be more straight to the point. Then here you can combine these two paragraphs, the second and the third paragraph, into one paragraph that just summarizes all your academic background, showing your ND, your HND, whatever you did, get it into one, and then talk about your research experiences, talk about your volunteering experiences separately. Try to highlight what you did, what you contributed, and the results you got from there. And then I believe that by doing all this, you'll be able to get a better, much more stronger, a much stronger SOP. So I hope you can put that and put those corrections, right? You can put those into can effect those corrections, can't you, Kudus? Kudus, are you with me? Kudus. All right, all right, all right. So next is Esther Bibitayo. So Esther Bibitayo, I hope you have shared your SOP. Okay. Have you shared your SOP with us? Have you sent it to the email address? All right. Okay, I haven't seen her own. Esther. Okay. Esther, please, if you're online, please can you send your SOP to this email address? askbarbara2 at gmail.com. Okay. While we're waiting for that, let me go to the next person. Next person should be Obeng Sika Precious. Obeng Sika Precious. I haven't seen your SOP. I haven't seen it. Can you resend it? If you've sent it before, can you send it again? Just share the link to the Google Docs to the email askbarbara2 at gmail.com, and then I will review it for you. It isn't here. Obeng Sika Precious, you've shared it. All right, let me reload. I still can't see it. See, there's it doesn't appear. So I don't know whether you sent it or not. I can't see it. Try sending it again to askbarbara2 at gmail.com. What of Esther Bibitayo? If you're just joining us, just indicate, put your name and your name in the chat box and send your SOP to askbarbara2 at gmail.com. If you're just joining us, please indicate in the chat box and then put your name in the chat box, and you can send your email to, I'll put the email again, askbarbara2 at gmail.com. So yes, if you're just joining us, write your name in the chat box and the country you're joining us from, and send your SOP to this email. Send the link of the Google Docs of your SOP to this email, askbarbara2 at gmail.com. I can't see it yet, Obeng Sika Precious. Hi, are you sure you have sent it? I can't see it yet. All right. Okay, so Mr. Idris. All right, so let's look at Mr. Idris's own next while I'm waiting for Obeng Sika Precious and Esther Bibitayo. All right, Idris Oladokun. Let me see whether your SOP is here. Idris. Let me quickly search. Idris. There's no search for Idris. Can't see anything here for Idris. What is the name you sent it with? Idris. What is your email address? Okay. Idris, is Esther Bibitaya back and Obeng Sika Precious? Are they back? All right, let me skip Idris. Let me go to the one I'm seeing. I can see Mr. Adish Siv, his email address, Mr. Adish. All right, so I'll review this then. Okay. All right, it's loading. So Bill Gates once said, if all my bridge coach ever told me was that I was satisfactory, I would have no hope of ever getting better. How would I know who was the best? How would I know what I was doing differently? What maybe code is it is one of the most impeccable quotes in my life. Once you feel satisfied with your efforts, you cannot achieve triumph. I've been a massive of Mr. Bill Gates. I've been fascinated by his work. Okay, his commitments, isn't it? Competence, and so did I. All right. So I like the way you started. You give a quote, but is it possible? I mean, you have given this quote. This is it's possible to summarize this, say this in like one sentence or lesser, because you'd want them to say, okay, this is what Bill Gates said, and he said it because he wanted to be the best. And I too, I want to be the best, and so that's why I want to be the career in computer science. So rephrase this, try to make it such that you are trying to put yourself forward. Rephrase this, it's put yourself forward. What is the problem statement? What exactly are you trying to solve, or what are you trying to get? All right, so I've completed my 10 years of schooling with a good school background. Too, no, this is too generic. What do you mean by you've completed 10 years of school with a good school background? What schools did you go to? What course did you do? And why is that course relevant to this career you want to be in computer science? Too generic. So, too generic. Grocery, it's like a grocery list from, according to Miss Barbara. So my hair strengths have been quantitative and analytical ability, which include the particular interest in mathematics and statistics. I've taught for computer applications, my bachelor's at, okay, I've seen this, at Jimmy Street Management Studies, affiliated with CCS University, one of the prominent universities in India. Okay, so this now has shown what you have done, your undergraduate degree. I've seen that. So 3 years of my undergraduate education. I also, please note, I'm not going to be correcting your grammatical errors. I said prior before that if you are done with your SOP, you should run it through Grammarly or another grammar checker and then correct all the grammar errors or the grammatical errors. So the 3 years of my undergraduate education proved to be a great enriching process. It's covered fundamental subjects such as database, okay, this. I also undergone training in this. I also worked on this and that. Okay. So all these things now you mentioned here, can you highlight particular courses, relevant experience that gave you all this, that produced should be the word, produced all these skills? Is highlight that. And so after completing my bachelor's degree in computer, I was interested in having some more knowledge in the field of computer science. Okay. I pursued my dream of enrolling in 3 year postgraduate course, Master of Computer Application at Madan Mohan. All right. One of the premier technical universities in India. During these 3 years, I learned subjects like statistics. Okay. Provoke your research interest, which are under master's degree leading to research in the field of data science. I feel like this is a grocery list. You're just listing out things that you claim to have done without stating specifically courses, examples, experiences that give you all these things. You don't want to do that in any SOP you're writing. You want to state specific examples. You don't want to be generic. You want to come across as someone that actually has the relevant experience that they're looking for. You want a PhD, and a PhD is a research degree. And so you can't just say I did this and did that and did that, and you can't give an instance of when you actually did this or who you worked for that got all these things. So I firmly believe that having experience is always going to help you. So after completing your fourth semester, I joined. Oh wow, okay, you have shown as a trainee software developer for 3 months. You worked there, okay. So what did you do while you were working there? What did you do while you were working there? I finished my degree in the fifth position in the class, having a GPA of 7.77. Wonderful. You've stated an achievement, which is good. 7.77 over what? So a degree of 7.7, let me comment this out. GPA, CGPA is on what scale? I just say 7.77. It makes no sense to someone that, for example, in the US, they use a 4 point scale. So a 7.77 makes no sense to them. On what scale are you talking about? But I like the fact that you put your achievements. But in this other paragraph where you are talking about the experience at Torrent Infotech Company, you should talk about what you did. You shouldn't just say I worked there and then that's the end. You don't want to come across as that kind of candidate. You want to make it sure that okay, while I was there, I did this and I did that, and these things I did produce this result. So talk about talk about the more detailed. I worked more than a year as a culinary instructor at Odorific. After completing my master's, I taught various courses on Python to kids across the globe, teaching something I enjoy. This is one reason to go for this PhD program. Currently, I'm a software engineer in a reputable organization in India. Okay. Are you there? Adish, if you are there, please, I want you to restructure this SOP. I like the fact that you have a lot of experiences, but I feel like as if you don't talk about them in enough detail. You don't go into specific things you did, and you don't talk about how these things have given you some skills that are relevant to this particular program that you're applying for. So be more specific. If you don't do it, then no one knows. They just see what you wrote and be like, okay, how exactly does this help me? Specificity is lacking. Being a gregarious person, I always look for some activity to get me engaged and set me thinking. I'm not being challenged. All right, all right. I was part of the. This is redundant. I would. It's don't be boring. Don't be boring. Like I said, mentioning examples. Don't be boring. Don't be boring. Remove redundancy or eliminate redundancy. All right. So you say you contributed. How did you contributed? How did you contribute? You actively participated. What did you do? You worked here. What was the work you did? So please don't please be specific. So I'm aware that this PhD program offers an excellent platform for intellectual and academic development. If I'm applying for your prestigious PhD program at your institution, why are you applying? How do you fit with the program? With the facilities, what facilities? Competent faculty, what competent faculty? What what facilities, what faculty? All right, I can make my presence felt in the research field of computer science, areas of research that interest me, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science are huge fields. I mean, as someone that I'm not a computer scientist, but I know that these three fields are too broad. It makes no sense. Artificial intelligence has so many different applications. There's ChatGPT, there's artificial intelligence for embedded systems, artificial intelligence for um, electric vehicles, artificial intelligence for different things, machine learning and data science for all these categories too. It's too broad. You should find something within these fields that you are passionate about, something that is more a niche that you feel you would shine in. So I'll highlight this. Not good, not good, not good. Provide your niche. So provide your niche. What's how does your interest, what particular interests within this field? These are broad fields, very broad fields. You can't just say artificial intelligence. No, no, it's not possible. I mean, there is over how many thousand millions of papers on artificial intelligence, millions of researchers, millions of research projects being done. No, it's not. So recently, I presented my research paper to the impact of big data international conference. Very good, very good, very good. This means now that you have the ability to do independent work, document your findings and publish it and share it with your peers. Now, this I feel like this now should be somewhere in your third paragraph where you're talking about maybe the school you worked in or the lab you worked in, and so you say maybe as part of that I produced this. Because from here you just skipped from how you went to you're aware that this PhD program is this, and then there's no connection between the lower part of the sentence of the paragraph and the upper part. So after completing this PhD program, it's be a more of enormous pride and privilege for me to work for the betterment of society. No, 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 no. You should see when you mention, sorry, excuse me, sorry, let me close this. So when you mention specific skills, it's when on specific career goals, you are able to connect your interests, your future. You can't just say this. I mean, how exactly is Because if you say you just want to better society, how exactly will the skills you gain or the interests you aim to pursue with this PhD, how exactly would they contribute to your future? You can't just say I want to better the future. No, be specific. So and then you also my years and institute to provide prove to be highly productive and not only facilitate my attempts at bringing my ideas to fruition, but also in expediting my development as an individual researcher in the respective field. All right, so I'm done with this SOP, and I like the fact that you have a lot of experience. You went to a lot of your educational background is strong. You're able to show the educational background is strong, but then when it comes to research experience, I feel you can do more. There is a lot more that you could have written on, especially in the labs you worked with, in the companies you worked with, about the things you did, your achievements, and how this has strengthened you as a candidate for this particular PhD. And also, the way you started, I feel you can find a way to in put those interests. I mean, you want to better society. Let's say you want to better society, you want to make more money. I even though I don't think that's something in an SOP, but then whatever your interests are, you can put it, connect it with your love for computer science, and then include it in this first paragraph so that they would say, okay, Bill Gates inspired you to do this, and you have chosen to do this, and this is why you want to come to our school. Fini. Very wonderful. I hope you got all that Adish. Adish, did you get all that? Adish? Is Adish here? All right. So I hope okay, you are here. Okay, so I hope you have effected all those. So I'm going to save this. So that means you should be able to see the all the comments I made when you open it. So it's saved. And so I hope is does anyone have any questions or any contributions to this particular SOP? Do you think there are some changes, some things you could have written or ideas you could have developed on that would have made this SOP stronger? Oh yes, I can provide a reference SOP. I already have one I wrote. I wrote an SOP actually because I also do some writing myself. So there was one I wrote a few days ago. I'll show you. I'll just highlight it and show you how an SOP should look like. So let me get that. It should be in Google Docs somewhere here. Um, where is it? Uh, Let me find that out. Okay, I can't find that out now, but when I do out review it and then I'll show. Yeah, so the next person on the list is I think Idris. I'm waiting for Idris to send his own SOP, but I haven't seen it. So I hope he has sent it by now. Idris, have you sent your SOP? If you have, please indicate in the chat box. And I can't see it. Idris, what name did you send it with? What's the name of? Is it Tracy or is it Abdul or is it God's promise? Idris, Idris, which of them is it? You said you have sent it, but which particular one is it? Tracy or Abdul or Abdul or God's promise Gideon? Which of them belongs to you? Please indicate in the chat box. I can't see it. Which one is yours? All right, God's promise has sent his. What of Obeng Sika Precious? Obeng Sika Precious, I still haven't seen yours. And Esther Bibita, I haven't seen yours too. And Idris, I haven't seen yours too. Idris, okay. Okay, none of this is yours. Idris, can you resend it again? If you haven't sent it, please send it again. Ask Barbara2 at gmail.com. I'll send the email address. Ask Barbara2 at gmail.com. Okay. Okay, Idris say he has sent his own again. Let me check whether I can see that. Okay, Idris, I can't see it yet. Um let me go to the next one. Idris, please send it while I wait for your own. Idris, let me review Mr. Who indicated next? I think that's God's promise. Wait, but before God's promise, I think let me go through this. There was Kudus, there is Obenska Precious, there is Idris, and after Idris, there is Adish. After Adish, there is God's promise. God's promise, then um Ayongo and Hajj Jibril. So God's promise, Ayongo and Hajj. So that's God's promise first. So I hope to end with um Tracy's own. I think Tracy is that. Let me confirm. Who so I hope to end with Tracy. Yes, Tracy Sakite. I'll end with hers or his, whoever you are. But let's look at God's promises on. Okay, open with Google Docs. Share this tab. Idris, please, I really want to review your SOP, but I can't find it in my email. So whenever you send it, please send it as quickly as possible so that I can review it for you. So God's promise. I hope you are. If you are present, please indicate in the chat box, because I want us to review this together. So, statement of purpose. During my penultimate year in the university, I presented a seminar on the topic oxidative stress and the role of glutathione in neurodegenerative diseases. My major discovery was that age played a vital role in various disease conditions and not just neurodegenerative disease. From that point, I became fascinated to understand the biology of aging and its role in human disease. Wonderful, wonderful start, wonderful start. I would commend you for starting wonderfully. So, but wonderful start. But what exactly, how exactly, rather, how exactly, you can't just say how exactly did you make this discovery? Said he was to your undergraduate project. So what did you do in that undergraduate project? How did you do it? How did you discover that aging plays a role in other disease? So although aging is not in and of itself a disease, however, is a major risk factor for developing chronic diseases over the years. All right. One of the challenges has been to distinguish between the basic biology and underlying changes that accompany aging from basic biology. This particular challenge spawned my interest in pursuing a master's program in biology in this institution. Okay. Okay, so the challenge is I want to distinguish between basic biology and underlying changes that accompany aging. Hmm. Okay, I'm not really an expert in biology, but I think this is okay. This is okay. It's okay. It's okay. So I acquired a bachelor's degree with second class upper division in biochemistry from the University of Nigeria and Soka. My thesis focused on the effect of N-hexane extracts of curry leaf, scent leaf, and cinnamon on the oxidative stability of rubber seed oil. Okay, so this is what you did. Now you should take this approach. You do something. This is what your project was on. Now the next thing you should be like is what you did. So in this case, I cannot see what you did. I just see this is like a continuation of what you did in your thesis, but I can't see your specific contributions. So highlight your specific contributions. Highlight whether it was a lab work or questionnaire or whatever you did, and your contributions to it. So if you bought this curry leaf and you pounded it and then used one special method to extract it that shows that you're a researcher, say it. Say it. You don't want to just gloss over things. You want to highlight specific things that show that you're a good researcher, because you want to go and do research for somebody else. And if you can't do research, how will you do research for another person? So then you acquire practical knowledge of chemistry, physics. No, chemistry, physics, biology, and microbiology. It is how practical knowledge in physics. Okay, do you know practical knowledge in quantum physics? Because I have a physics background. Do you have practical knowledge in electromagnetism, or is it practical knowledge in condensed matter physics, or practical knowledge in mechanics? You can't say this. You can't say this. So highlight technologies or skill sets, whatever it is that you did that particular. Maybe you learned how to do a PCR, or learned how to do a slaughter a rat, whatever specificity. As soon as I finished my bachelor's degree, I was deployed to serve my nation in a compulsory youth service program as a biologist in Eastern. Okay, your responsibilities in okay, beautiful, and great results. After this, now you should have said after this point what this gave to you. What exactly did you benefit? What did this produce in you? So or what results you're able to achieve from this. After my compulsory service, I worked with food industry. All right, your role, all right, performance and documentation results, and very don't. This is like a grocery list. You're just stating all your or everything that appears in your CV. It's like you photocopy your CV and you put it here. You don't want to do that. You want to of all that experiences, you want to highlight specific examples of what you did that has contributed to your development as a researcher or as a scholar. That's what you want to do. So rephrase this, rephrase this, rephrase this, rephrase this, highlighting again examples, examples that contribute, examples that show your feet with the graduate program. So, for example, I want to do MSc in biology education, and I taught biology. And my teaching biology, I developed public speaking skills, ability to communicate complex concepts, ability to whatever. But show this, show this, show this. So I'm curious to understand the basic biology underlying changes that accompany aging and sits interconnectivity. I'm not reviewing your grammatical errors. I'm just here to make sure your SOP is communicating or is showing you as a strong candidate. So University of Alabama is one of the best universities in the US with very good cutting edge tools in biology. Mention them. Mention those tools. Mention those tools. All right. Apart from that, the master's degree program covers courses that cut across. Mention those courses. Mention those courses. Mention those courses. All right. To understand, as a first generation scientist, it's my desire to contribute my own quota to improve the health of especially in those rural areas. How do you want to contribute to your own quota? What do you want to do? Do you want to help them prevent? You want to prevent malaria? You want to show them how, how? So investment ranks number two in growth. Okay, very good. Shows you've done some research. Ranks number two in growth among peers. In terms of research, I'm fascinated by her vision and incredible commitment towards research. What's vision? What's commitment? Are you looking to work with a particular professor? What particular professor? What particular research project? Show this, show this. I know the desire to produce graduates who are empowered for the very future after graduation also intrigues me. These visions will impact my life, my achieve my goals, and to be part of university. All right, so this is a fairly good SOP. Fairly, it's just there. So fairly good SOP, fairly good SOP can do with more specific examples of research and work of research and work experiences, highlighting your feet and strength as a candidate, and also your academic background, which you already talked about. You can talk about, like I said, talk about specific courses and then how those courses have improved your potential or improve their ability as a researcher. And I also enjoy the fact that SOP is short, but if it's for want of content, I think by developing these things I just highlighted, you can add more content to it and make it such that maybe all the fluff, all the extra sentences in your first and second paragraph that really are not necessary, you can remove them and then fill them with content that are relevant to this program. And so by doing that, I'm sure you make this SOP stand out. So God's promise, are you with me? God's promise. I hope you're listening. God's promise. God's promise. God's promise is sadly not with us. Okay, so who is the next? I think the next is Jibril then Tracy. Okay, Jibril then Tracy. So Jibril, are you here? Because I'm going to make it a requirement. If you're not here, if you're not present, I will not review SOP because I need to have feedback. I need to know that whatever I'm saying, you are affecting those changes and you are making corrections to ensure that SOP becomes stronger. So Jibril, are you present? Is Jibril present here? Jibril. Jibril, are you present? Obe and Sika Precious, you are present, but I can't see your SOP. I have reloaded. Okay, Obe and Sika Precious. Okay, I can see it now. Whoa, so long. Took you so long. And Idris Oladokun, wow. All right. So while since these guys came before, what's Jibril and Tracy, I'll review Obeng Sika Precious first. So Obeng Sika Precious, um, let's review this. Okay, open that, share screen. Obeng Sika Precious, share. All right, so I hope all of us can see my screen. So let's start this. So statement of post, Obeng Precious Sika, MA in Women's Studies, University of Alabama. So I grew up in Adeyu, so a small town in Eastern Ghana where women were reluctant to hold political positions. Okay, due to list of interest and resources and low participation in politics, my mother was approached for a position as women's organizer and but she needed on lack of education. One factor that took my studies very serious to the person they choose the next and the visitors. My part in field of education is mapped out by my own accountabilities individuals and most important by my reason for wanting to pursue. All right, this is wonderful. I like the fact you have stated how you have given have very nice. Let me start with that. Very nice. Nice. Your introduction communicates your passion. Your passion, even though I think you can still rephrase some sentences there. Like you can rephrase some sentences, maybe talk about how for example, your mother's lack of education for your mom didn't give her the opportunity to take part in leadership position, and that's why it's created something in you that made you want to do this a master MA in women's studies. Next paragraph, there are several issues facing my community, including lack of interest in higher education and politics among improve. So this, I don't think this is necessary. You've already spoken about it already. You've spoken about this in the paragraph one about the lack of interest in education. This is where you said it. So, okay. Now I see. All right. Okay, I see that you are talking about a lack of interest in politics. Now there's a lack of interest in higher education and politics. I think this politics should go. This is a problem because education and political position are important for achieving the United Nations SDGs. Yes, as you found five and using equality. Okay. Understand because women may not be interested. Okay, this is a problem. Why is it a problem? Because okay, this I feel should be restructured. Restructure this to structure this to involve yourself. Why is the problem to you and the school? And why should the school be concerned that is a problem? All right. My understanding of political matters gained deeper reason I had a point to study political science education and university education with about this one I realized that a methodical and essential was I managed to avoid being one of the many victims in my community. Uh, okay, I contested and won various political positions, including the Women's Commissioner for my department and Tertiary Students Confederacy. Okay. I like the fact that you have stated some of your right here from between here, okay, right here, from here to here, you have set some achievements. Achievements are good because they help to show that you stand out. You're not just a regular student, but you're able to stand out in your own background, in your own your where you're coming from. You stood out, and so by standing out, that means that you have the ability to stand out where you want to go to. So my final year thesis provides perceptions and attitudes of university students towards corruption in Ghana, the quantitative was employed to meet the student objectives. What's quantitative methodology? You don't you'd want to you want to you want to talk about how what you did, what specific things you did, how specific things you did led to specific achievements slash results. That's what you want to talk about. You don't just say specific. You don't want to say quantitative methodology. You want to highlight what particular methodology and how your influence or your contribution to through that methodology has yielded such results. And then, if you want to publish it, you just write, "I." If the manuscript is in preparation, no need to write that you who recommended that you publish it. Say it's in preparation because you actually want to publish it, and so you okay. It's undergoing review. Okay, I didn't see that. All right, I didn't see that. Okay, I'm currently employed in Ghana's parliament as a research assistant. Beautiful. So Honorable Frederick. Okay. For the Upper West. Okay. Under my role as I pursuing action research with the district health researcher to identify some issues among the youth in the constituency and recommended that initiatives like what issues, what issues, what issues, what issues. Is it drug abuse? Is it teenage pregnancy? Is it HIV/AIDS? Is it what issues in particular? And since you are applying for an MA in women's studies, I think you should also correlate this with the fact that look, among the youth, the female youths, the young girls in your community highlighted some issues such as maybe teenage pregnancy or prostitution, whatever it is. But try to connect this with what you want to do in the future. Okay, one young lady apprentice wants to mention. So so initially like add-on basic skill quizzes and awards. One young lady apprentice wants to mention an add-on women football gala solutions to the MP. Okay, I don't really follow this particular sentence. We structure this to make this comprehensive. I feel that there is something you want to say there, but I can't get it. Like I'm not understanding what you want to get across. Make it comprehensive. Maybe restruct, rephrase, or something. Rephrase it. Rephrase. All right. My certain stress focus on investigating rural women's participation in rural transformation. Okay, okay. Mm. Speaking of focus seems to your focus seems to examine the differences between how these international bodies implement policies and conduct activities with regards to women. I think you have a wonderful work that you want to do here. You just need to be more specific. You just need to write it in a way that people can understand what exactly you want to do. For instance, if you want to examine differences between how international bodies mention the particular international bodies, mention policies, mention how you want to do it, which particular countries you want to work with, do those things. Just be more specific. Give examples that show that you are really interested. This is something I'm passionate about. And then, in this final paragraph here, that you want to be part of diverse research teams, try to name things. If you are writing about research teams in the school, what particular research teams, how exactly does the school, let me comment that out. How exactly do you plan to contribute to the school you're going to? So what I mean is that your research interests, your interests, what faculty you want to work with, what research areas, stuff like that, and why. Of course, what research areas. Okay, you've already highlighted the why. So that's overall. I feel this SOP can do. It has it's just like I mentioned in my first the first session. You'd want to read this SOP over and over again. Try to look at it through the eyes of the graduate admissions committee member and be like, this particular sentence, for instance, will this thing will it make me stand out as a candidate or will it not make me stand out? Is it necessary? Is it redundant? Have I said it somewhere else before? If you have said it somewhere else before or in another, like in maybe in different words, try to delete all those things. You don't want to be redundant. Are you together? Are you together? What that's Oben's precious seeker. Are we together? Precious, precious. Oh, where's precious? Where did she go? All right. So what? Okay, urban seeker pressure. So what exactly are you going to do? So what do you think are the corrections that you need to make your SOB stronger? While I go to the next person, which is Idris Oladokun. All right. Idris Oladokun. See what this says. Says I think you need to give me permission to access the file because it says I can't access it. So Idris, please on your device, please give me the permission to access this file because it's showing that I cannot access it. All right, so I'll go to the next one because time is far spent. So I'll just review Jibril and then Tracy Zone and that'll be all. Idris, I'm sorry, I won't be able to review yours. Okay, so all right, so is Jibril present? Is Jibril present? I said I was not going to reveal any SOP if the person that wrote the SOP is not present. Is Jibril if you are present, please indicate so. in the chat box. See, just indicate in the chat box if you are present. Just write your name in the comment section. Say I'm present. Jibil. Is Jibil present? Jibil? Jibil is not present, so I will skip him. Next is Tracy. Tracy, are you present? Tracy? Is Tracy present? Is Tracy present? Okay, Tracy said, okay, I've sent Tracy here. But that was 10 minutes ago. Tracy, if you are present, please indicate in the comment section. Tracy? Tracy? Oh. All right, Tracy is present. All right, so let's do that. All right. Okay, statement of purpose for Tracy. So Tracy, I assume this is your statement of purpose. The one by let me see the email sent. Yes, Tracy. It's yours, Tracy's actually. So statement of purpose. The way you learn anything is that something fails and you figure out how not to have it fail again. John Kobab. Okay. I believe as humans, our failures serve as lessons on how to improve, strategize, and come back stronger and better. The Illusion column disaster at the Chinese minefield in 2019 is one of such failures of great concern to structural materials engineers. Crack percolation within the column led to degradation in mechanical behavior and the subsequent failure. The sudden catastrophic explosion was attributed to corrosion or thinning of the columns, thus causing crack elongation along the grains with high pressure. Such unfortunate incidents, I believe, can be prevented by selecting right materials for design and construction and regular inspection. Okay, you have given a nice background. This is nice background. Nice background. This is nice background from which your interest. Nice background. I like it. I just feel like maybe somewhere around here you can in this end you can talk about how you want to solve that problem. It's not just talking about the problem. You know that this is what caused it. I believe by selecting the right materials, then you talk about okay, my aim is to use the skills or use my PhD or whatever I'm applying for, doctorate at Northeastern University to build or get skills that help me choose the right materials for design and construction so that these things will stop happening. So I think that's what it should affect here, Tracy. So I've recognized myself right from childhood as having much interest in the fields of mathematics, chemistry, and physical sciences. In high school, I showed special interest in mathematics and chemistry to enhance education that I received in school. I became a habitual reader of science magazines and books. All right, so this is what you did. I like it. All this other side is just fluff. It's just extra story that you did. But from here on down, you are trying to provide us with context. You read books which provided you with a unique interdisciplinary approach to design and process engineering, and so action produced results. I like it. And then you took courses like strength of materials, material journey processes. Okay, let me highlight this first. Like it. So two courses like strength of materials, material journey processes, mechanical behavior materials. All right, all right. Additionally, my interest in failure analysis enabled me to understand. So this interest in failure analysis, how did you enable you to understand what happened? So what happened? What happened here? So maybe you read a book, your interest made you to read a book in failure analysis, or you did a project. What did you do that gave you that understanding? So I endeavored to do well in the courses and gain as much as I could from them. However, I feel that what qualifies a good graduate student is the person's ability to undertake research work. So they had the opportunity to undertake a challenging project during my final year of undergraduate studies. Okay. You are able to show. So here I can not see in I don't know whether you because I'm not I don't have an engineering background, but I feel more could be said about personal contributions and key achievements. So go deeper, basically go deeper Tracy go deeper. So while I was taking my undergraduate project, I did an internship at Dunyama Steel Complex. Okay, so you operated the wire drawing, good, good. Nail making, coil slitting, roll forming machines, which offer me practical experience. Okay, so you look at dedication, practical experiences. At this particular point, you should say what doing all these things offered you with. It's not just saying practical experiences processing. I okay, practical experiences processing in performance relationship. What does this mean? Is this some form of skill or is this some form of achievement? I don't know what this means. So does it convey any ability, any standard ability? Does it? My post-bachelor's experience has enabled me to become more familiar with manufacturing industry and some of the industry challenges. Okay, that's what it helped you with. In my experience in the manufacturing sector, I'm confident that a time in not Eastern University will assist me to carry out research in process optimization and effect control. Okay, good, good. Pursuing a master's degree in mechanical engineering with a concentration in material science can be the ultimate platform. How can it be the ultimate platform? Don't be generic. To realize my ambitions of the top thing. Okay, and take research in areas. What research do you want to take on the expression of professional research like Professor Teiji and those whose interests align are in line? How are they in line? Be specific. Be specific. Be specific. Don't. This is not a grocery list. This isn't a list. You're selling yourself. Be more specific. Right, be more specific. And so, Morrison University is known for its high academic excellence and very high impact research activities, hence qualified as R1. Beautiful. I'm confident that this is the place for me to pursue graduate studies. I'm fully aware of the high level of commitment and business required for project studies, and I believe that my ability, experience, practical skills. Okay, so what I want you to do here is that I want you to take everything you've written here, and I want you to find what exactly you have highlighted in the research that you want to work with, and then you haven't highlighted an area. I think your interest, you showed it somewhere here. So your last paragraph should be like a roundup. You should like tie up every single thing you've done, your background, your research experience, your interest. Try to summarize them and show how every single thing plus the skills you will get at Northeastern University will contribute to you being career goals, which unfortunately I not see here. Or maybe you mentioned it somewhere. Did you mention it somewhere? Tracy? Tracy? Please, did you mention your career goals anyway? I can't see it. All right, so you tie up every single thing you've mentioned, your experiences, your background, and your interest, and how Northeastern University and this degree will help you get those. And then by doing that, so tie it up with all experiences and background, and show relevant how all is relevant to your career goals. So what do you want to be in future, and how does all these things you are looking for, how these things you've done contribute to that? But overall, it's like I said, it can do with more work. I like the fact that it's short and it's straight to the point. Try to eliminate the fluff, and then where you don't write content, where you don't put yourself out, try to put yourself out there. Show what you have, show what skills you have, show what technologies you know, show what you did in all these places you worked, and how it has made you a better student, a better candidate, a standout candidate. Because there are a lot of candidates that are applying for this particular position, but you want to show how you are better than all of them, and so how all these things, how all you did makes you better, and why they should choose you. And then, but if you do all these things, I'm sure you make your application stronger. All right. So that is all. The next is whose own the final one. I think it should be Jibril isn't here, so I'll just look at Idris's own, and then we'll end with Idris's own. Idris, Idris. Okay. So it's still on. So I don't know if you have any questions, if you have any contributions to this particular SOP or any SOP at all, you just feel free to write it in the comment section, or if you feel as Tracy should have added where you think his application or her application is strong, and what you would do to improve that SOP. Okay, so while it's loading, mm, okay, for some reason, this, can you send this again, Idris? I can't. Okay. Can't seem to open this. It's taking a lot of time. Okay, I think it's about to open. Oh, can you send your SOP again, Idris? If you can, maybe send it as an attachment. Can everyone hear me? Is everyone there? All right. I was wondering what was then is it back? Is it back? It still isn't open, so I would just leave it. Here's the tab I want to share because I'm wondering what is it's going on. So but then I want to share this tab. So this is one thing that there is an accountability partnership that we're doing. And so every single one here that has been part of our presentation, you are qualified to have a partner. So let me copy the link and send it to the live. And so in this live, I want you to put your name. So if your name is an odd number, so your partner will be the next person. Let me post it. Put the link there. Okay, so can we all see it? Can we all see it? Okay, you've sent as an attachment. All right, so you go there and you will fill up your names in this list over here. So there's like number 1 to number 30, and so just populate 31, 32, 33. So for instance, now 29 and 30 are partners, so the accountability partners. So you send yourself emails and review your documents. Number 1 and number 2, number 3 and number 4, number 1 and number 2, they are partners. Number three, number four, their accountability partners. Number five, number six, their partners. And so it goes down up the way till 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and so on. So you will just look at, put your details on this table. 31 maybe because 30 has been filled up. So 31, you put your name, 32 puts his name. So 29 and 30 are partners, 31 and 32 now become partners. So I'll put together. So if you have any questions or you are looking for someone to review your SOP for you, you can just send an email to your partner, and then your partner will review yours for you, and you will review your own partner's own. So I want us to just do that quickly so that we can continue reviewing. So the last SOP we are going to review today belongs to Mr. Idris. So Mr. Idris, after your SOP, we won't review any other one. No other SOPs will be reviewed after Mr. Idris's one. So I have you sent it again? Okay, it has opened. So this is it here. Mr. Idris, can you see it? It's wonderful, beautiful. Okay, so so my resolve to become a legislative expert was reinforced when I visited my village in Ogun State in 2019, 2009 rather. I noticed that people lack electricity, functional healthcare centers, and good road networks, among other things. I questioned where the representative of these people in the legislature was. This experience led me to resign as a call center manager and run for the membership of Ogun State House of 2011 general elections. Would I lost the election? Did not determine my question. I became just for the list to Google Docs first because I want to make sure that all the changes I effect will show. Okay, while that is opening, I'll continue reviewing it. All right, so close. What is this? So okay, I can't comment until I open it on the Google Docs. Okay, share this tab instead. All right, so yes, this is their first tab here. And so I like the fact that you started with what exactly made you choose to be a legislative expert. From the title of this document, I know you are writing, you want to go to University of Wisconsin. I don't know whether you're going for a PhD, master's in law. Is that what you're going for, Mr. Idris? But this is good. Your introduction is good. I like how you presented the problem and how this problem is relevant to what you to your application to this university. So SDGs is indeed challenging Nigeria and Africa as a whole. Many countries across the continent have attempted to reduce infrastructural deficits, poverty, improve health care, and enhance living conditions. Okay. However, these attempts have largely been hindered by high levels of corruption. Um, this is this okay. I don't have a background in the social sciences, but I feel as if you can state, you can remove some things here and restructure this paragraph better. You'd want this paragraph to one, you have already talked about an introduction, but here you should not talk about what exactly your background basically. And this background here, I can't see you in it. There's no place where I can say, okay, this is what I did, this is the problems I have faced. I just see problems you think are it's generic. Let me put that, it's generic, it's too generic. State how problems are relevant to you and the school. Okay. All right, and then avoid the fluff. Try to be straight to the point. Due to my intrinsic passion for the legislature and my desire to deepen my practical parliamentary knowledge and experience, I obtained a master's in legislative studies between 2016 and 2018. My final dissertation in this program focused on legislative oversight and good governance in the Nigerian Senate. Okay, through interviews. Okay, so this is your final dissertation. So you now through interviews you examine the concepts. Beautiful. I like this. I like this. I love this. I love this. Very wonderful. Which correlated, okay, this color is not a good color. Let me use another color. Let me use green. So which correlated with negative indicators in governance, the rule of law, and high corruption perception reports. I concluded the work by recommending amendments to certain sections of the Nigeria's constitution that would enhance the legislative oversight functions of the National Assembly. Wonderful. So this is I wouldn't, if I were to do anything to this paragraph, is just to maybe do minor grammatical corrections. This paragraph as a whole, it's just beautiful. We're able to show what you did, show particular experiences, particular courses, particular whether classes or courses you did, particular research, what you did in this research, and how that has made you to be a stronger person. You showed your achievements from it. I like that. The next one is that my dissertation, which I have just started. Okay, the second dissertation, I began a PhD program. Okay, you have started a PhD in 2021, where I recently completed the coursework with courses such as research methodology. Okay, so this course is now, how is this particular course now? Let me highlight them out. How do they make you stronger? How do they make you stronger? How do they make you stronger? Make you stronger candidate. Candidate. Does it improve your perspective? What exactly does it do? Which I've just said, focuses on examining legislative oversight and public accountability in Nigerian subnational legislatures of Lagos and Kogi State as case studies. It is important to note that this your PhD is a professional program, and my exposure to advanced technology has been limited. You'd want to, in any SOP you're writing, you'd want to, is a document that you're trying to use to sell yourself, and so you'd want to avoid talking about areas that appear, that lessen your ability as a candidate, as a graduate candidate, the candidate to the school. So you want to avoid it. You can say, instead of saying that your exposure to advanced science methodology has been limited, you can say that you were exposed to some parts, but then due to the absence of those other parts you wanted to get exposed to, this is why you want to apply. But don't say your exposure has been limited. You don't want to say that you have limited exposure. You want to say that you have all the exposure you need, but you just think you need more, and the more you are looking for is not present. Are you with me, Mr. Idris? So the more that you're looking for is not present. Don't sell yourself short. You don't want to shoot yourself in the leg. You want to be like, I am the perfect candidate for this program. Choose me. Are we together? So yes. So between June 27th and June 29th, I virtually participated. Okay. And you did what? Okay. You presented your paper. Okay. Beautiful. Nice. Okay. In addition to, let me highlight that also. Nice. In
David,
addition to
just a
academic,
minute. Have you reviewed or been Sika Precious?
yes, I have.
Okay. And Precious, it's very important you follow directions because they gave you an email to send it to, but you're sending it to other emails. So please, when they give instructions, please follow it. So yeah, that's all. I'm sorry.
I don't know. All right. So, Mr. Idris, so you presented at this conference, and then your paper was on okay, legislative oversight and executive accountability. Yes. Okay. Good. 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 You can summarize this, because this, I feel you spent too much time talking about how the paper, that you can spend talking about other things. You can just say, I presented at this paper due to my research in this area. I presented at this paper. I presented this paper at this conference. And so this is how you can show that I have, from this, I have the ability to write papers, I have the ability to do research independently and produce results. Are we together, Idris? All right. So in addition to the academic pursuits enumerated above, I've worked with 5 lawmakers, okay, to enhance contributions. Okay. All right. So be specific. If you work with them, say what you did. I also engage in researches. What research did you do? I have also worked as this research consultant. What did you do in this position? So what did you do, and why is it important? So what did you do, and why isn't important? And why is it important to the graduate school? All right. Okay. So University of Wisconsin Madison is simply matches because of the Wisconsin idea. Oh, there's a Wisconsin idea. Very nice. Where emphasis is placed on education, influencing post lives beyond the barriers of Kashmir University. The influence of this PhD that is yet to commence in the fall of 24, where it is aimed at providing students general training in political science and positive space in areas of interest. Okay, you have in your areas of interest. I think this is a good place for you to highlight what those interests are. So highlight what those areas of interest are um furthering my academic goal here. What is that academic goal? So if you are going to stay, if you have a goal, state those goals. State those goals. My intended fields of specialization department are comparative politics and okay. My research goal is to okay. So if you should probably restructure this entire sentence to make your ideas connect. Let your ideas flow together. Okay, comment. We are restructure this paragraph so that your ideas flow together. All right. Okay, so I'm ready. So, although security response is not a requirement for application, I've had an interaction with Professor Ali Mari Trip, a last chat process of president with ex-president. So, indicated her willingness to work with you. Beautiful. So, just restructure this, and I feel you would have a very, very wonderful SOP. I'm willing to realize my dream as studying at University of Wisconsin Madison's political department. What dream is that? Like I mentioned before, state those dreams. I'm an appropriate future doctoral candidate due to my more than a decade's particular theoretical experience in literature. Okay, so with some minor changes in this, maybe just edit a few things, communicate your ideas better. This paragraph is okay. In fact, it's okay. So, but besides that, I can even though I have no background in this particular field, I understand that Idris has he has a lot of experience in legislative. He has contested for electoral positions. He has worked with senators, worked with political people, and then he wants to make people better in his area, in his state. He wants them to understand that politics is important, and so all these experiences, all these places, they've contributed to that interest, and using the interest and the skills he has gained from all those projects and experiences, this is why he's a standard candidate. I feel this is a wonderful SOP that accurately showcases who he is. I feel this is very good, and we just minor maybe grammatical improvement, restructuring here and there. This will just it would be wonderful. I really like this Idris. I would be honest with you. I like this SOP. Very wonderful. So that would be it. If you have any other um do you have any other questions? Does anyone have any questions regarding this particular SOP and any other ones that I reviewed prior? If you have any questions, please put them here so we can talk about it. This will be the last SOP that I'll be reviewed today. Hopefully all the others that we are supposed to review, like Mr. Jibril and Mr. I think that was okay, Mr. Jibril, I think that's the only one that we didn't review because he wasn't present. I think then when they come back, maybe in our next session, they will submit their names and then we'll get their SOPs. We'll review their SOPs then. So I'll still invite every single one of you here to fill up this Google spreadsheet and then speak with your accountability partner. It is important so that you and the partner will both benefit. You both have someone, because one of the things is that a lot of people say they don't have people that to talk with, people that they can send their documents to daily, review it and see how they can improve it. So with an accountability partner here, you can have someone that you can chat with every day, review my documents for me, and then you review the person's own one, and then you guys improve daily. So fill up this and then reach out to your partner and get better. This I feel, because there are a lot of opportunities, and if every single one of us here can take advantage of all those opportunities, then there is no way that you will not get that scholarship you're looking for. So I've posted the link again, and choose your partner, meet with the partner, review your documents, and as time goes on, have more and more presentations and reviews, and we'll make sure that everyone is carried along. So that's the last one. And so if there are any questions, please post them in the comment section. If there are any questions, please post them in the comment section so that I can handle them. If there are any other questions, then we would have to call it a day. So of course, you can connect with me on Twitter, on LinkedIn at David Okudo. I am willing to review if I have the time. If you send as a DM, or okay, I should actually send my email at my okay. If you send an email to askbarbara2@gmail.com, and I'm free. You can DM me on LinkedIn or Twitter. I'll tell you when I'm free, and then I'll review your SOP for you and send it back to your email address. All right. So since there are no other questions, we'll end it here. So I hope every single of us here, we have learned, we have understood how to write our SOPs and how to make sure that we push ourselves, sell ourselves as strong candidates for programs. So whatever program you have, just make sure you sell yourself properly. Make sure that people see you, the graduate committee see you as someone that can perform research. And if they don't get you, then they are actually losing. That's how you want to appear. And so beyond that, let's see some other time. Have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.